Today we're going to cover our second set of sight words. These are kindergarten level sight words. Many of these words have spellings that make perfect sense, but because they occur so often, we want to be able to recognize them immediately, even though their spellings make sense. So let's begin. The first set of sight words are easy phonics words. I will just show them on screen to you, and you can review them on your own. Let's move on to the next set. The next set of words all uses magic E. And I think you remember how magic E works. When there's an E at the end of the word, and there's a vowel right here, then the E will jump over and make the vowel say its name. So I'll just show you these words. Okay, and then let's see what they actually sound like. This is 8. This is came. This is like. This is ride. And this one is white. Okay, WH makes a W sound, so it's just w-I-t. Alright, I know you recognize this one already because it's a color, but it actually also is a magic E word. Let's move on to the next set. This set has to do with OW. Now, we've already talked about the fact that OW makes a sound ow. Now, something I haven't mentioned before is that U and W are like brothers. When whatever one does, the other one often does the same thing. So OW makes an ow sound, but OU a lot of the time also makes an ow sound. So let's take a look at these words. We have the words now, hour, out, and brown. Now, brown we will be talking about again because it's a color word, and actually you already know that one. Here we have down. This is actually from the last set. You should know this one already, and that's why I made it green. Now at the end, we have something else that we talked about in the last set. This actually breaks the rule that OU says ow. This is the word you. You should recognize this from the last set, and that's why it's green. But yes, in this case, OU does not say ow. Let's move on to the next set. The next set has to do with the vowel combination E-A. When E-A gets together, it often makes the sound E. And we played with this. You can actually make a lot of sounds, a lot of words that have EA at their middle, and you can add consonants at the beginning and at the end. Now, in this sight word set, there's only 2 words that use EA, but that's fine. One of them is here, EAT, and the other one is here, PLEASE. The first one is the word eat. Now, the funny thing about the word eat is that if you take the letters and you scramble them into ATE, you actually get the related word ate. Today I eat pizza. Yesterday I ate pizza. So this word works because EA says E, and this word works because of magic E. The E makes the A say its own name. Down here, this is the word please. E S. The only thing that's a little bit weird about this word is that S doesn't say S, it doesn't say S, it says Z. It has a Z sound. Alright, let's move on to the next set of words. And these have a Y in them. Now, just like U and W are friends, or brothers, Y and I are brothers. So whatever one does, the other one often does too. So AY says A. And because Y does it, I does the same thing. AI can often say A. So let's look at these words. There's actually only one word that's from this set, and that's the first one. The other two you already learned in the last set, so they're green. So this is the word say. And you already know the words play and away. Let's move on to the next word. This word has the vowel combination EY. Now, EY, and because Y and I are brothers, EI and EY will do the same thing. They can say the sound A. So here is the word A, they. Let's move on to the next set. This actually has a lot of words in this pattern. And this pattern is that the letter E at the end of a tiny word says its own name, E. It doesn't say its usual sound, it says E. It says its own name. So in this group, there's actually a number of words in this group. All right. So we have the words be, he, she, and then there are some words that we already saw in the last set of words, me and we. I just want to point out at this point that you've actually learned a lot of words that we use to talk about things without saying their names, and those are called pronouns. And here they are: I, me, you, he, she, it, we, they. Those are all words that you've learned now as sight words. There's actually just a few more of these group of words, but anyways, we'll cover them later. The next set of words is similar. Okay, we just talked about E at the end of a tiny word. Now we're going to talk about O at the end of a tiny word. Just like E said its own name, O is going to say its own name now. It's not going to say aw, it's going to say O at the end of a tiny word. Okay, and there's a few words here too. Okay, in this group we have no, so, okay. And then in the last set, you already learned the word go. Now here's something to be careful of. There's actually two words that are really common, and they break this rule. And you actually already learned them. Actually, no, you learned one, and the other one you're going to learn later. Okay? And that's why I put this exclamation point here. This is not toe. It's also not tall. It's to, right? Like, I gave a present to him. That's weird, but you just have to memorize it. This word here, this word is not haw or ho or waw or woe. It's who. This is weird in a number of ways. So you just have to memorize this one too. Okay? But in many cases, O at the end of a tiny word says its own name. Just not in these two cases. Not in the words to or who. All right. Let's take a break.